This week, I'll show you how I used the texture for the red X-Wing and switched it to blue and green. Let's take a look.
So here we are in Blender. If you look right here, this is my camera frame. And as you can see, my third X-Wing is floating just out of frame over here. And as you can see, it's going to do this little weird, whoops, not that. As you can see, it's going to do this little weird, goes forward and then floats back a little bit. None of that matters because it's all out of frame. And I didn't care. Didn't understand why I was doing it. I know it has something to do with my S curves and everything over here. It's fine because we don't see it. And then all of a sudden, he just looks like he just dropped right out of light speed, right into frame. In about two or three frames, he comes in and then floats right along. He overshoots a little bit, which is what I wanted, and then sort of settles back in with the other X-Wings. And if you look in the lower frame down here, I am actually tracking everything. The camera's moving, the other two X-Wings are moving, and that's how I'm getting that movement against the background, which that planet is a big spherical planet. I also have some moons in the background for some more depth and more fun. But the main thing here is this student pilot dropping out of light speed and coming in next to the other X-Wings. Now, if you look closely, I've got three different colors here and student pilot written on the green X-Wing. The red X-Wing is what I purchased, and then I exported the material into GIMP, which is free Photoshop because I'm cheap, and changed the color to blue, then to green, then I added this student pilot font on top of it there. Coincidentally, this student pilot font is called Plane Crash, which later in the short, it'll make sense as to why I chose that font. But for right now, that's how I did it. I simply changed the color in GIMP and then reattached it to each of the planes. You can also see here that each plane is controlled by an empty. Within each plane, later I will show you some more controls that I added. And each plane has its own R2 unit in the back, which you can see, and they are color coded as well. And I did the same thing for color coding my R2 units as I did the planes. I think the R2 unit came as blue, so then I had to change it to red and green, but same concept. And as you can see, I'll zoom in here, I just simply took the R2 unit and dropped it into the X-Wing. I didn't cut out any holes. He's just dropped in there, because quite frankly, the angles I'm going to be using, it would not matter to have to cut him out and fit him in perfectly. I just dropped him in.
Later, I'll show you how really bad I was at texturing. But next week, we're going to go inside the student pilot X-Wing, and I'll show you how I made it just a little bit different. I'll see you then.